Brought to you by XMWX Satellite Weather, never fly blind again, and by Lightspeed Zulu, more than quiet. Hello everyone, this is Paul Bertorelli reporting from Sun and Fun in Lakeland, Florida. You're looking at a flying replica of the Bleriot monoplane, which is best known for being the first aircraft to fly across the English Channel. This replica was built by Robert Bassley and flown by Pascal Kremer, and both of them are at Sun and Fun this week and gave us a tour of the airplane.
I love old airplanes. A contraption is what I call it. You know, I like the older antique type airplanes, and the 100th anniversary of Louis Bleriot's English Channel crossing was this past year, so we decided to develop an aircraft with all modern materials that could be used to cross the English Channel in a safe way and reenact that flight. So that was the motivation for it. Very similar in appearance and dimensionally. However, once you get under the skin, it's an entirely new airplane. It's all aluminum structured versus wood, and we're using a modern Rotec radial engine on it for reliability purposes. So consequently, we have a new airplane that looks and flies like an old airplane, but it has a lot of the modern features, safety features of the newer aircraft. This airplane, we actually worked on it pretty aggressively. We had a gentleman by the name of Eric Preston come in town and worked with him to build it, and we built this aircraft in 21 days from concept to the actual first flight. It differs in the fact that the original aircraft were all wood, and this is an aluminum structured airplane, and everything's antique to look like wood. But other than just the simple material construction techniques, it's very, very similar to the original aircraft, including the original airfoils. And this is actually a wing warping airplane, just like the original wing warpers. This is just a recreational airplane. We built two of them. Pascal Kremer crossed the English Channel in one of them this year, and this one was used at the Rolls-Royce Heritage booth for the 100th anniversary of air racing in Reno this year.
Well, I met Robert Bassley of Vedrum Aircraft in Oshkosh in 2008, and my dream was to cross the English Channel in a Bleriot 11 aircraft. I've seen an original Bleriot 11 aircraft in the Paris Air Museum some 15 years ago, and I actually decided that this would be the aircraft that I wanted to get, and I wanted to fly it over the English Channel. I used to be an airline captain for our national airline, but a severe car crash took me out of business, and nowadays I just fly the Warbirds, an old aircraft. It's like flying a 1909 aircraft. It's very primitive. You really have to anticipate on the controls. It's not an aircraft like a Cessna or Piper which you can let go for a moment. You really have to fly it all the time to get it where you want to get it. Well, actually, the wing warping isn't really giving you the roll rates that ailerons will give you nowadays in modern aircraft. So the wing warping it's very complicated to fly. You have to anticipate quite a lot. Quick roll weights is not really what you can get rid of. For example, if you're coming in for landing and you get some gusts, the gusts will actually roll your aircraft. It's very difficult because once you start warping the wings, what you get is a roll rate, but additionally to the roll rate, what you will get is drag. So you actually are in bad shape then. If you're close to the ground and get a gust, it's better to do a go-around and try it again without the gust there. Well, the landing is you have to fly it into the ground. You cannot, like a normal aircraft, start to flare when you're at 20 or 10 feet or whatever. You really have to leave the power on and fly it into the ground until you're really there. The landing part or the flight part isn't that difficult, it's the ground handling. This aircraft doesn't have any brakes, and it doesn't have any steerable tail wheel, it just has a skid in the back. So once you land it, you really have to play with the power to get some airflow around the rudder to keep it under control on ground, and that's the tricky part of it.